Aaron is actually one of our newer residents in our Men's Recovery Center. And so maybe I can just ask Aaron to maybe if you can just start by what got you to Bridge Street Mission, or why you're there at that point of your life. And the reason I ask that question is most people just don't say, hey, I want to go hang out at Bridge Street Mission. It's a fun place to be. There's usually something that happened in life that brought you there. So if you're share as much as you're comfortable in sharing on why you've joined us at the mission.
Sure. So I came to the mission. Basically, I was in full-on addiction to methamphetamines. Lost my job, my house, my family, basically everything that you work for, and nowhere to go. I was homeless before I even knew about the shelter. I was staying in a bathroom at a local park here.
Oh.
And thanks to my grandpa's girlfriend who found the number for Bridge Street Mission, I called and talked to Ryan, the administration, and for probably about half hour, 45 minutes, I'm on the bus with him trying to figure out where it is, how to get there. And so I came in and I met Ryan and applied and had a tour right away. And it felt like it was a place I needed to be.
Okay. So I'm not sure if everyone heard that. I'm going to be uncomfortable on the bench tonight. But Aaron shared that he was actually living for multiple days, right?
Weeks.
Weeks in a bathroom. So just imagine how difficult that is. Could you maybe share a little bit? I mean, obviously the physical discomfort is one thing, but maybe even how did that make you feel? Or only share what you're comfortable.
It was actually very shaming. Like, I felt like anybody could look at me and could tell, oh, look at this guy, he's carrying a backpack. Anybody, that's been in this spot knows you walk around with a backpack. Typically, that's a sign of homelessness or something like that. The struggles, it just is very difficult. You have no way to get to work, find work, especially if you don't know any of the resources in the town. Like I didn't. I was completely unaware of like the Open Door, United Methodist for the overnight shelter. I knew nothing of any of it. So it was a big impact mentally.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that. I'm not sure that's something people always think about. So you talked about losing everything.
Right.
So let's talk about that for a minute. You didn't wake up someday and decide to say, you know what, I think I want to live on the street.
Absolutely not. No,
you had different plans. And so without going into too much detail or any comment, but what did you used to do? When let's say when your life was functioning well, what were you doing?
So I'm like a jack of all trades, master of none. I could do pretty much anything. I worked on cars. I worked at Green Heck before I started in my addiction. I was a painter, had my work on the Discovery Channel. I was proud of my life. I was married, had a couple kids, and without going into too much, my best friend killed himself, and that emotionally I didn't know how to deal with, so it led to drugs. And before you even realize it, you're in such a downward spiral, you can't stop it. It's too late by the time you wake up and realize what you've done and where you're going.
Okay, got it. Okay, so yes. So again, thank you for sharing that. I know that's not hard. I think it's kind of cool. The person that answered the phone, Ryan's not a social worker. He has a very different role at the mission, and he spent 45 minutes with you.
I would say, yeah, at least that.
Wow. So that is kind of cool, and I think that is a portrait of some of the other people we spoke to on the bench earlier before you came were from agencies that help people, and so that's the kind of heart that people have wherever, and so good. So we're glad he spent that time, and then you came to the mission. And so why don't you go ahead and give me a little bit insight to your first impressions at our Men's Recovery Center.
So when I first got there, it felt like an outpouring of support. Like for the first time I felt not just looked at as another member of a homeless society or anything like that. I was viewed as a person. I was actually respected, you know, all walks of life, all different problems. Bridge Street, it was like they looked right past that. They seen a person who needed help and didn't shy away because of how they appeared, you know, when you come in the door, or how they spoke, or anything like that. It was just like open arms almost.
Okay.
It was very gratifying.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. So, let's talk a little bit now. What are you currently doing? What does your program look like? What does your day look like?
So starting out, I worked with the facility maintenance manager, Dan, awesome guy. He's got his own story, but he helped me a lot getting right mentally. We did a lot of work with him to get the outreach center up to where it is. And it built a good rapport, and I felt proud of myself for the things I was doing, able to give back, because you guys, the mission, is helping me so much, housing me, feeding me, helping me to get right in a sober environment, with Jesus as our Savior. That's something that I never really thought of before over the 10 years of my addiction. So,
Okay.
Day to day, I work at St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay. Let's pause there for a second. So, for those who may not be familiar with the mission, he just described his first 30 days where he was hanging out with our facility manager, doing some productive activity. We call that stabilization. He took some classes during that time with Matt.
Yeah. Mysteries in Recovery, I do believe it's called.
Okay.
Teaches you basically how to retrain your brain and what happens to your brain when you're in active addiction, and ways to overcome it.
Okay, yeah, so after he got through that, then he ended up choosing a vocational track. And we already talked with the people from Northern Valley. Some of our residents are in a vocational track with Northern Valley. Aaron is in a vocational track with St. Vincent de Paul.
Yeah.
So tell me what that looks like.
So it's work 9:30 to 1:30. I help out with donations, sorting products to go out on the shelves, help get them priced, deliver furniture. We go pick up donated furniture. Basically, a little bit of a dabble in it all, help in every way I can.
All right. And so then when you come back to the mission, how do you spend the rest of your day?
Back to the mission, it gets pretty busy. I started the Genesis program, so that consumes part of the afternoon, and then every day we do a Bible study, go to Celebrate Recovery on Mondays or Thursdays, and see what else we do.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, pretty much.
That's good.
That's just about every day.
Okay,
really.
that's good. So let's kind of wrap up. What do you hope for your future? What do you see now that you're kind of in this trajectory of growth and healing and recovery? What do you hope to be?
So I hope to be fully restored as a fully functional, respected member of the society, and eventually I want to be able to work in the field and give back, if not even be a part of the mission afterwards.
Okay, all right, excellent. Is there anything else you want to really share about that you think people would need to know about the experience of addiction or the experience of being unhoused and the road to recovery?
The biggest thing in addiction, anybody that's woken up, you have to be ready for it. And don't be afraid of it. There's a lot of people that are really good people that will help you. The hardest thing is to swallow the pride and ask for help.
Wow.
So I encourage anybody that might see this or hear this, don't be afraid, do it. It'll change your life.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Aaron. So, all right.